Hello, everyone. It's Tuesday, November 21st. Thanksgiving's right around the corner. We're joined by Brigadier General Michael Cadle, and we got a bunch of stuff to go through. I'm going to go through it as quickly as I possibly can, but really important stuff. You know, I declared a state of emergency the other day in Kanawha County due to a gas outage and everything, and a lot of folks have jumped in and done amazing work. As of this morning, the gas service has been restored to approximately 90% of the 46 miles that were affected, that had affected gas lines. Approximately 905 customers have gas services restored. 51 crews from all around our state and over 200 employees along with contractors will not only have been working, but will continue to work through the week and through Thanksgiving Day and through the weekend, and crews will continue to work and everything, right, like I said, all through Thanksgiving. So I'm going to turn it over to our Brigadier General, and General, if you could update us even more, it'd be really good.
Good afternoon, Governor. We have on duty a support as they work with to those citizens. To date, food for about almost 3 years, cooking appliances, nearly 500 pallets of water for distribution down on the west side that need our support. Where we are today, we have soldiers in today, and we'll have them as long as to the health situation on the west side.
Sir, again, I don't know how to say it and be more blunt, but what our National Guard has done for us repeatedly and continues to do all the time is phenomenal. That's all there is to it. And we're so thankful, we're so appreciative and everything. And I know who to call, that's for sure. Because when I call you, you always come running, and you always come running to the rescue, and you've done it again right now. And so we thank you, and we thank all the folks that are pulling the rope and making it happen in the community, and whether it be Mountaineer Gas or on and on. And we just absolutely are very thankful and very, very, very thankful that the weather didn't get terribly harsh and everything. And we want to get the last 10% of those, fully restored and back on and everything. And, I know there's a big dinner tonight and everything. I'm going to go down and be down there early and everything. I won't be able to stay for the full time, but nevertheless, a lot of great folks, and it's been a real pleasure to see this through and hopefully get it to an end real soon. We lost an incredible lady, Rosalynn Carter, and if you go back to Jimmy Carter was from Plains, Georgia. And it's hard to believe, but we actually farmed some land in Plains, Georgia. And I can tell you it's rough going in Plains, Georgia in a lot of situations, but it's good cotton land, but it doesn't rain a whole lot in Plains, Georgia in the middle of summer, and it gets awfully hot. But all that being said, a great family. President Carter is still with us, but we have lost Rosalynn Carter, and I ask that you'll keep her in your prayers and everything. We've lost a First Lady of this nation, and any First Lady of this nation is terribly, terribly, terribly important. So we'll celebrate her life, and we'll keep her in our prayers. In regard to the Parsons Walgreens, I sent up a letter to the folks, the head folks in Walgreens, asking for consideration that they're not going to up and close this Walgreens in Parsons. And the reason I did that is just plain and simple, just one thing. Quarter H is going to be complete at some point in time real soon. And Parsons is going to absolutely be right on Quarter H and be the beneficiary of a lot of folks coming through there. For right now and for the time to come, really and truly, we do not need, and while I am terribly appreciative of all the companies that are in this state, we don't want people cherry picking. I mean, this community needs that Walgreens and needs that Walgreens really bad. So I'm going to do everything I possibly can to try to urge the folks at Walgreens to keep it there, because I do believe that it will be tremendously successful going forward. And like I said, the folks there really need, this type of pharmacy there. And so hopefully we can get that done, or maybe we can get them to at least reconsider. We've got grants, and the announcements that I have today are, we've got the JAG, or the JAG Grant Award, and I'm excited to announce that we have awarded $1.2 million in the Justice Assistance Grants to fund 43 projects across the state. And these funds will be used to assist state agencies, local governments, private nonprofit agencies to improve the criminal justice system. Good stuff. And then we have and these are big lettered words and everything, but COSSAP Grant Award, and I'm excited to share that with you as well. We have awarded $2.5 million in the Comprehensive Opioid Stimulant and Substance Abuse Program Grant Awards to fund 18 projects across the state, and all kinds of good stuff going on there, and we're very tickled to have those grants going out. Okay, I mentioned to you the other day about the firearm season and the buck firearm season. I've not been very successful thus far, and I only got to hunt just a little teeny bit, but nevertheless, I can tell you that my grandson went out with his dad, and they were very successful yesterday, and they were both really excited, especially a little 5-year-old kid and everything. He was out of his mind, to tell you the truth. So really good stuff, really good. Get out, enjoy these incredible mountains and streams and everything. The beauty of this state is just unbelievable. Get out and go. I've said it 10 million times. It will touch your soul. And please do send in your buck photos and everything, and because we're going to have a photo contest. There'll be big prizes that'll be awarded and everything. Send them in to us, please do. Here's good stuff from the DNR as well and everything. Starting this week, the West Virginia Division of Natural Resources will stock trout in the Elk River and back fork of the Elk, and in the catch and release section, and they'll stock it once in November and once in December. I can think back long ago, and everything, but I can't think of trout stockings in November and December. It's just more good stuff. Absolutely, I say to you over and over, you can't imagine what you've missed if you've missed all this incredible nature and the beauty of it in this state that God has given us. Get out and enjoy that. I mean, it is off the chart. It is truly almost heaven. So please do that. Okay, it's taken a little while to get this done, but we finally got it. Now you can go online and you can buy gifts and everything and send them to folks and everything that are all coming from our state parks, and all kinds of different gifts, from lifetime hunting licenses to everything. I don't know of a gift that could be better. I mean, that's all there is to it. Really and truly, the parks are in phenomenal shape. Like I said, but over and over, the beauty is off the chart. Absolutely all the different types of gifts and everything. Go online, check it out and everything. Now you don't have to go to the park to make that purchase. You can do it online and everything. And we got it all set up and everything. And I commend Chelsea Ruby and all the people, Brett McMillian and all the people, that are making all this happen and everything. It's good stuff. And, but basically it is a special release of new holiday gifts from the West Virginia Department of Tourism and the West Virginia Division of Natural Resources. Go online and check this out. If you're stumped a little bit on what would be an incredible Christmas gift and everything for maybe your dad or granddad or grandma or whomever it may be, go online and check this out. It's good stuff, really good stuff. Okay, this is in regard to the First Lady's effort, and basically what it is the 2023 Military and First Responders Recognition Trees. First Lady Kathy Justice and I, Shirley, invite you, and as all West Virginians, to join us in honoring our military and our first responders this holiday season. There's 3 trees. We are asking you to share your photos of West Virginia heroes with us to display on 2 of the recognition trees. And the 3rd tree of recognition is for our Gold Star mothers. Absolutely, they're putting them up right now. They're beautiful beyond belief. Absolutely, it is a way for us to honor those that step up and do so much for all of us, and a way for us to honor the Gold Star mothers and absolutely all those that gave the ultimate sacrifice for all of us. Please take time to do that. It is really, really important, and it's great stuff, and I commend Kathy and all those that are helping her, because it is really a tradition and it is really important to do. I want to congratulate Marshall and WVU for advancing on to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA soccer tournament. And so, like I said, what we want them to do, just keep on winning. That's all there is to it and everything. Keep on doing great stuff and making all of us proud. And the last thing I have before your questions is just this. And this, I sure don't need any notes for, but I want you to pay close attention to me. It's almost Thanksgiving. It seems like it just that quick, the time flies. And there's a bunch of folks out there that are hurting. And for them, time's not flying. And I ask you to some way, reach out a hand. Do whatever it may be. Absolutely, some way, somehow, let them know at least they're not alone. At least, absolutely, you care. If you happen to know someone that, whatever their situation may be, maybe they've lost a loved one, or maybe they're just hungry. Absolutely, maybe they need a coat. But there's so many different ways that we can all make that happen. Maybe they just need a kind word. Maybe they just need a phone call that someone would just absolutely take the time, that they would know you care. Absolutely, we have so much in this incredible country to be thankful for. There's turmoil all over the world, and who knows how bad that could end up being. Take time to be thankful. Take time to be thankful to God above. What He has given us, what He has given every last one of us, is unbelievable. And absolutely, with all my heart, I wish you, and all my family wishes you, the happiest of all Thanksgivings. But we ask you to please remember all those that are struggling in any way. At least offer up your prayers. Absolutely, again, I tell you, from the bottom of all of our hearts, happy Thanksgiving. And God bless each and every one of you. And we'll take your questions now.
All right, thank you, Governor. We'll now go to questions from members of the media. The first today from Mark Curtis with Nexstar Media.
Good afternoon, Governor. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, too. I'm going to hold up my picture here again. just to let First Lady Kathy Justice know and her Chief of Staff Vicki Shannon that every year they remember to put my daughter's picture on the tree. So I'm saying yes to the picture of the photo request. You can put Allie's picture up on the holiday Christmas tree honoring our service members this year. Again, I'd appreciate it. Her mom and I are very proud of her. Governor, today Mayor Amy Goodwin and most members of the Charleston City Council sent a letter to the Public Service Commission asking that the PSC block the 2 recent rate increases that were submitted by West Virginia American Water and Mountaineer Gas Company. Total coincidence, they requested these rate hikes a couple of weeks ago, and that was before the disaster happened. Do you also favor freezing any rate increases, especially for the folks on the west side, given what has happened?
Well, Mark, you know me. I always will not dodge a question and give you the very best answer that I can give you. From what I know, you got a lot of people that have been unhappy for a long time about, increases in their water bill. And we know of the situation with the fire hydrant, a year or so ago. And now we know the situation as best that I know. I mean, it could be that I don't have all the information, but I think I do. But absolutely, with all in me, I believe the water company is responsible for this. Now, I don't know that I'd be beating up on the gas company, because what I've seen out of the gas company, they've stepped up and really tried to come to the rescue as best they possibly can. Now, I'm sure that the county commission and Mayor Goodwin and everything probably have maybe a little bit more insight than I have in regard to this. But I can tell you that I can't imagine that the PSC is going to grant the water company's request. From the standpoint of the gas company, I think the gas company has stepped up and done about as good a job as I think maybe they could do. But that's on the information that I have. I have ordered an investigation into the whole situation, and maybe it would be best for everyone involved to pause just for a little while and until we could really get the final word from the PSC. But I really think just lumping them together and saying gas company you're responsible, water company you're responsible, when really and truly what we all, at least I think, know is the water line blows, and when it blows the gas line. If the water line doesn't blow, we don't have an issue right now. So that's what I think anyway.
All right, thanks, Mark. Next, we'll go to Charles Young with WV News.
Hi, this is Charles Young with WV News. Governor, I wanted to ask about the Parsons Walgreens. Read the letter that you put out yesterday, but the company has said that location will close by the 14th of December. It's part of a whole bunch of nationwide closure. It seems unlikely that they're going to reverse that decision. Do you have any plans to, help the folks in Parsons when and if that does close? How will the administration help fill the void if that location does close? Thanks.
Charles, I don't know. I really don't know how we fill a void and everything, from a private entity closing and everything. And I don't know how we do that, but I hope to goodness, this sounds terrible, but I don't really care that this is a nationwide program, that they're closing down so many, Walgreens across the nation and everything. And it just so happens that this one, they ought to absolutely pay really close attention to the fact that a major artery in this nation is going right through the middle of this town. And they ought to at least consider that. And so, I really sincerely, do not like in any way the fact that, one size fits all, and they're downsizing across everywhere and not really digging in and really looking here. So I hope they'll look, and, for crying out loud, we don't need this to happen. I don't know what I can do or what our agencies can do, Charles, right at this time, but but nevertheless, I hope they'll reconsider.
All right, thanks, Charles. Next to Curtis Johnson with WSAZ.
Good afternoon, Governor. Thank you so much for taking my question. And Governor, as you said, and you're well aware, we're now well into our second week of this natural gas crisis in Charleston. What else has your office learned about the cause of the incident since last week's briefing? And with the massive scope of this crisis, are there additional resources the state can devote to help Mountaineer Gas return people's lives to some sense of normalcy, including repairing the roads dug up in the process? And should West Virginia American be contributing to resources to help in the restoration?
Curtis, again, people may just not like my bluntness, but absolutely they ought to be participating. I mean, from the standpoint of American Water, I mean, for God's sakes, you got people, real live folks that are hurting. And if they're hurting, how is it going to cut to say, well, there's nothing we can do right now because that's in the lawyer's hands? Are you kidding me? And for what we know is exactly what I've told you. The water line blew and blew the gas line. But you see the gas people, the gas folks stepping up and doing lots of stuff. Lots and lots of stuff. And from the standpoint of sitting around and worrying about a lawsuit when at the same time people are cold and they're hungry, and I don't get it. Now, I don't get it. I don't think it's right. And there's no point in me dancing through the raindrops. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stand with the people, and the people are hurting, and the gas company ought to be there, but no question whatsoever, the water company ought to be there first and foremost and doing any and everything they can possibly do to be able to help, and absolutely constantly communicating with the folks. But I don't see it. And so from the standpoint of the governor's office, we're trying to do anything we can possibly do. I've declared a state of emergency. I absolutely have got the National Guard there and doing anything and everything that we can possibly do to help. And right behind all that and everything, I've said over and over that I've gone there myself. I'm going there again today. There's no question. I'm trying to do anything that I can possibly do to help those folks. And I don't need any fanfare about it and everything. At the end of the day, I'm going to stand rock solid with the people. That's what I've always done.
All right, thanks, Curtis. Next to Brad McElhenney with West Virginia Metro News.
Hi, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. I've got a little lighter question. Governor, as you may be aware, polling shows you have a pretty good chance of being elected to the U.S. Senate for a term that will begin in the winter of 2025. You've also been a dedicated high school basketball coach, and the next season starts next week. Are you thinking about this as a possible final season, or are you leaving that open? Thanks.
Brad, I guess we'll see, won't we? At the end of the day, we've got an election to win. I think we'll win. I think we'll win going away. We'll step back and see what time requirements and everything. I do have the ability to go and come and go very quickly and all that kind of, from that standpoint. But, Brad, if we're really fair, I walked in the door and strange things can come in peculiar packages at times. I walked in the door and everybody says, well, you can't do that, and you can't do this, you can't do that. And I'm going to tell you, and I challenge you every day to just find something that I've missed. The successes are miles and miles long. Sure, I guess we've stubbed our toe here and there, but at the same time, I don't go on vacations. I drive myself. A lot of people may think, well, Lord have mercy, how does all that happen and everything? but I gain an awful lot being with those kids. And I challenge over and over and over any public servant, go be with the kids. I mean, take a little bit of time and be with the kids. I mean, you know, it's not easy. It's not easy doing that. But at the same time, I truly believe that we gain a lot and those kids really need us. And so you're not going to have 1 ounce of me that's going to say that I'm just going to throw the towel in on the kids and everything. It's my last season and everything. We'll see. We'll see.
All right, thanks, Brad. Next to Eric Miner with WBOY. Eric may have dropped off. All right, we'll go to Stephen Adams with Ogden Newspapers.
Yeah, Steve Adams of Ogden Newspapers here. I know you've talked about the possibility of proposing another pay increase for state employees, mostly to cover the proposed premium increases that they're looking at for PEIA. I didn't know if you were looking at the same percentage. I mean, I know you've said the same percentage, but I didn't know if you were considering either increasing that or finding some other way to try to find to put additional dollars in the state employees' pockets, because it would just seem like adding a 5% raise just to cover the premium increases is more of a cost of living increase than a raise. So I didn't know if you're looking at additional options to try to help state employees beyond just the 5% raise, or if you're considering an additional amount. Thank you.
Well, Stephen, first of all, still lots of balls in the air as far as the budget and everything. Don't have it finalized in any way quite yet. And but with all that being said, I would just say just this: think about what we're talking about. You know, the 5% pay raise by itself was the largest pay raise in state history. 5%, the largest of all time. And we've done it 4 times. And really and truly, I'm going to try to do it or something very similar to that a 5th time. And not only that, we reduced taxes with the largest tax break in the history of this state for all of our folks and everything. And so Stephen, I think we've got a pretty good track record on that. And there's no question, health insurance it just keeps going up, 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 up. From the standpoint of all the folks out there and them from hurting from food prices or gas prices or whatever. We want it to be the very best we can possibly make it and everything. And so we'll craft that, and it's not finalized as just an ironclad 5% at this point in time, but that that's not a bad deal either. So nevertheless, but we'll make it happen, and we'll make it happen. Well, we'll surely send it up to our folks upstairs, and hopefully they'll go with us and everything. We can get that done.
All right, thanks, Stephen. Governor, I'll turn it back to you.
Okay. Real quick, we ask for your prayers for all those folks, that were affected by this gas outage. Thankfully, we've got most of them up and online. And we ask for your prayers for the Carter family and Rosalynn Carter and our past president, Jimmy Carter. I hope to goodness we'll get Walgreens straightened out. We've got the grants doing. Be really super safe, for the remainder of the buck season. An accident can paralyze the family forever and a day. And so please, please, please be super, super safe. Send your photos in, celebrate our trout stockings and everything, and go online and look at all that great stuff. Please, please, please send your photos and everything for, recognition and honor for our U.S. military as well as our first responders, the 2 trees, and please, please always remember our Gold Star families, our Gold Star mothers. Marshall and WVU, good luck, and remember this, Thanksgiving, what a time of year that we should all be super thankful. And so keep everyone in your prayers, and again, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.